This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV. We're here in the Grand Hotel Brighton. A rather nice hotel room, Nissa.
Yeah, it's not bad. I was just saying, wouldn't mind doing a little holiday break here. Brighton seems lovely.
Yeah, it ain't been the best weather, but big fight week. The return of big-time boxing to Brighton. HARLEM EUBANK headlines against Timo Schwarzkopf. A little bit of a long time coming for Harlem now.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is the right time, though, as well. We're going to have a sold-out arena tomorrow. I think it's important to build your fan base locally. In order to build your fan base locally, you need a fight that's got some meaning. And I believe tomorrow night we have a fight with meaning. And Timo Schwarzkopf's a very competent opponent. Got a cheeky little title on the line. And a top 10 ranking for the winner. So the stage is set. Now we just got, Harlem's got to do the business.
When you signed Harlem, was this one of your intentions? Because we know the Eubank name is kind of synonymous with Brighton. Junior hasn't done it yet, but it's kind of an untouched market which you could tap into.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you look what's happened with Chris Billam-Smith and, the local, Bournemouth, he's driven massive ticket sales there, which, we'd love to replicate down here. I think boxing's been starved. Boxing was starved from Bournemouth. Chris brought it back, and now Chris Billam-Smith brought it back. And now Harlem's bringing it back after a good 30 years sort of in the wilderness. And people are hungry for it. We've seen good ticket sales. We've seen a good response. We felt very welcomed here. Now it's just, like I said, it's left to put on a show.
It's been no secret that Harlem has struggled with the weight getting down to 140, and it will be his last fight, 140. Does this 147 move open up more possibilities? I know they have called out CONOR BENN in senior in Harlem, but if not CONOR, there's a lot of tasty fights to be made at 147 going forward. Yeah,
lots of great fights. I mean, obviously CONOR BENN's one. That's a massive one. You got Harry Scarf, Echo Esserman for the British title. Maybe the winner of that'd be a great one. Look, we can only focus on what we got on Saturday. I don't want to sound like a sort of a Premier League footballer here and give you a sort of media-trained answer, but he's got a tough task on Saturday. He needs to fully focus on that. He's in the big leagues now. He's doing a 12-rounder, first time. He needs to be fully focused for that. Win that. You've got the crowd behind you. You got Channel 5 showing you millions of viewers, DAZN worldwide. The world is your oyster, but he just needs to win first.
Late addition to the card and announcement of a signing of Lon Richards. Really interested addition to the stable. A really talented fighter who, by his own admission, struggled to get his own fights and has been plagued with inactivity. Do you plan to change that and really kind of get him into title contention for top 2024?
100%. I've been a big admirer of his. He went over to America and he beat was it Cuban? Was it Gongora? Was it Carlos Gongora? He beat on points.
Yeah, I think that was in Manchester. I think.
Oh, was it Manchester?
I might have got that wrong, but
yeah, you might be right. Anyway. Manchester, America. I'm pretty sure there is a Manchester in the USA. Larone's a super talented guy. He just needs some activity now, and we're going to give it to him. Early next year, he'll fight again. He was meant to fight on the Josh Kelly card, but obviously, Sonny has a big fight. After that we'll be busy. January will be out again, and then we'll look at our options.
And we've got Roman Fury. I know he isn't here quite yet, but he's going to be arriving later tonight, I believe. The Furies are in town. You've at the Misfits, they were causing carnage. In Saudi Arabia, they were causing carnage. So I don't think it will be a hat trick. Slightly different on Friday night.
Yeah, I'm really interested. I've heard a lot about Roman Fury. You can talk about his lineage of ancestors and how great you know, what fighting family he's from, and I look forward to, you know, we all know that, and I just look forward to see him in the ring. I don't expect the finished product just yet, but I think I've said this too often, maybe, but I think you need to give fighters a bit of breathing space sometimes, not rush them too quickly. He's a young guy, I think, 25?
Yeah.
So he's got time on his side. So, you know, and he hasn't had any amateurs, I don't think. So sometimes you can rush these things, and I don't think, you know, see what he's got on Saturday and just take it from there.
And it's a big end of the year for you guys. Obviously, you got a big fight in McGregor Low, which is really going to be tasty. And you talk about the Furies, they're definitely going to be in town for that one. Moving on to the final show of the year, which is Sunderland, Josh Kelly. Been a good year overall, kind of in reflection?
It's been a great year. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. You know, what you do something you love, you enjoy it, right? I'm blessed in that way. And I get to hang out with you lot. But yeah, it's been a good year. You know, like, I'm not sitting at a desk 9 to 5. I'm not, you know, I just couldn't do that. And I'm happy to be on the road, and make fights people actually watch and enjoy. And I think Isaac Lowe McGregor is going to be an absolute classic. Obviously, we've got Chloe Watson on there for the European title. And December 16th, we've obviously got Josh Kelly against Rourke Knapp. Rourke Knapp is not a bad fighter. So that's going to be a good fight as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
We have got to talk about Ben Eubank Jr. Any interview with yourselves, anyone from Matchroom, it's always got to be spoken about. Are we any closer? I know the dates of the last weekend of January into the first weekend of February. The December 23rd was touted, but now obviously it's not. How close are we to getting an announcement for that?
You know what? I'd love to tell you we're close. I don't know. I haven't spoken to my brother in the last day or so. He deals with Junior and also the CONOR BENN side of things. I think Conor might be making an appearance tomorrow night, actually. You can ask him. But look, it's the logical fight for both parties, and I hope it gets made, and I think it will.
Is there a conflict of interest now, because Harlem and Senior have been so vocal about that fight within the past 10 days when we did get the announcement at your office that Senior and Harlem were partnering up, and then obviously you've got Chris, who looks like he will be having that fight, and you do promote both of them.
Yeah. Is there a conflict? No, I don't think so. I think, it's not like Conor's only got one fight in him. Whatever happens in that fight, there's no reason why he can't fight Harlem in end of the year or something. It creates a storyline, and that's what this sport's all about.
Yeah, and Harlem is obviously going to be about 147. The fight will be at 160, which we believe. Is this something you say about narratives you can really build on, and that Ben Eubank, it could have two for the price of one, really, by the end of 2024?
Yeah. We got Harley Ben there as well.
Yeah, I saw Conor throw that name, actually, Harley Ben versus Harlem.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the same weight class? That could be quite fun. To do that on the undercard, it's brilliant. But look, it's I've totally forgotten the question now. Where was I going?
We could theoretically see both next year.
Why not? Yeah. I mean, there's no reason. We've seen weirder things in boxing. We just saw a UFC champ fight a boxer and, almost beat him. We've seen when you think you've seen everything in boxing, something new comes up. And could you imagine? It's not a bad one. I like that narrative. So let's see.
Excellent, Nissa. Thank you very much for letting me come up to this rather big suite, shall I say, and look forward to an excellent fight night tomorrow night live on Channel 5.
I did not demand this suite. It was given to me. I'm obviously such a big name now, they give me suites. I do interviews with you, so the only way is up.
The only way is up. They might have mixed you up with your brother, maybe.
Yeah, fuck off. I'm done.